to everyone in YouTube. I hope you're having a great day, week, month, year, and everything in between. As always, this little video, unfortunately, I've got a bit of a sore throat and I'm feeling a bit kind of under the weather. So this is probably going to be a kind of shorter video. I say that, but it is possible it'll be a bit shorter than normal, just in case I start losing my voice. So one of the things I was wanting to speak about this week, I don't know if you'd maybe seen the videos, the previous videos, and the one last week where I was talking about mindfulness. Mindfulness is a great tool for sort of recognising when you're starting to struggle and looking for those sort of coping mechanisms and things that get you through it. Something that I thought would be quite good, it's a difficult subject, but I thought it would be quite good to kind of discuss is carer stress. I don't think people sort of talk about carer stress enough. What do I mean by carer stress? Okay. So, do you look after someone at home who has a physical or mental health condition that you are the main carer for, or one of the main carers for? Do you look after them? Do you support them? This could be an elderly relative, or friend even, because sometimes friends are just so good and, will look after you in your older age. Is this an older relative? Is it younger? You know, do you have children with sort of complex needs and support and care? So one of the things with regards to the carers' stress is it can be very difficult for people to recognise when they're becoming unwell through carer stress. Carer stress is huge. So if you imagine most people who are experiencing some sort of carer stress, they're providing that support and that care for someone at home, and they've still got the responsibilities of day-to-day living. It could be that they're still working. They might be working from home. They might be having to take a bit of a sabbatical from work. It could be that they maybe don't work and they're retired. All these kind of things. These can sort of present other concerns on top of that, can't they? If you're having to take time off of work, financially that's going to be a sort of a bit of a difficult situation for you. But why do we do it? We do it because we love people. We do it because the people that we care for are the people that we love. Whether that is your mum and dad who have, given you a great start in life and looked after you, you want to return that favour. Whether that's your baby, your child, the greatest love that you'll ever experience. It is very possible that you're struggling to cope because of their complex needs. So I think it's really important to kind of discuss. We'll kind of talk about the statistics first, right, and then we'll kind of go on from there. So I've managed to pull out a few statistics. Okay, so carers reporting poor mental health. This is Carers UK. Around 70% of unpaid carers say that their mental health has deteriorated due to caring responsibilities. Carers UK again, about 60% report worsening physical health as well. This is something people forget about. Fatigue, lack of sleep, sort of musculoskeletal pain, back pain, pains in your body basically. Doing things that you maybe, things that you wouldn't normally do. And that's because, you're trying to care for somebody that you love. Carers developing depression. Around 40% of long-term carers meet criteria for clinical depression. That's from Mind and the NHS. And carers feeling socially isolated. So over 50% say they feel lonely or cut off from friends and family. Again, this is from Mind. It's very, very difficult when you have that caring responsibility for somebody that you love. You take that on board. You say, no, I need to do this. I need to do this. This is my role in life. I have to look after the people who brought me up, or the people who I brought into the world. Okay, and yeah, you're right. we have to look after, the people that we love. They looked after us, or we brought them into the world, and we have to look after them, and I understand. However, looking after someone and looking after someone to the extent where it makes you become unwell, that's a completely different thing. You don't have to take on every aspect of care and responsibility for people. You still need to find some time for yourself to let your head get around what's going on. Okay, you need to allow your body time to relax and take your mind off of the stressors that are going on in your life. Now, something that I highlight all the time, and I think it's quite fascinating, because people don't recognise it until such times as it's highlighted to them. If you're caring for someone, a loved one, and you become unwell, who's going to look after them? Who's going to be there to step into your place? Because if you become extremely unwell, well, who's going to take over? Who's going to be stepping in and saying, well, actually, I'll need to take that full responsibility to look after dot 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 older adult, mum, dad, grandparents, children. Who's going to be there to take over from you if you were to become unwell? Ask that question to yourself. Most people will feel exceptional guilt even thinking about stepping back a little bit. Yeah. Now that is easy for me to say. I work in an environment where people are able to do that step back because the person would be in a safe place and safe environment, right? For you, it's not going to always be that easy. But what I would like you to do is to sit back and say to yourself, if I am becoming unwell, if I recognise those signs where I'm becoming increasingly agitated, increasingly anxious, my mood is dipping, I'm cut off from the world because my entire responsibility is to look after this person that I love. But by the time the end of the day comes, I am so exhausted, all I want to do is sleep, so I can't do anything else. You need to look for some support, okay? You're not defeated. Asking for help is not being defeated. That is a completely different thing. Okay, it's a completely different thing. We all need a bit of support and a bit of help when we're going through difficult situations. No one has it more difficult than the person who's obviously going through what that are unwell, but also that person's carer, the person who is unpaid. Right, so let's highlight that as well. This isn't your job. This is a role that you're taking on because it's someone that you love dearly. So I think it's really important to recognise that if you are going to continue and to continue to hold on to that caring role sort of on your own, there is a distinct possibility that you're going to become unwell. And why do you become unwell? Well, because everything that we've just discussed, you're socially isolated, you have no time to yourself, you're feeling guilt, tremendous guilt. That's the biggest thing that I hear from so many people. Guilty that you can't do more, guilty that you can't you know put all your responsibility in looking after this person, guilty of the fact that the person has become physically, mentally unwell or whatever. All those feelings and emotions that are running through your body. It is very, very difficult to actually be able to look and go, well, I need to take a step back for myself. And again, in the long run, who's going to benefit from that? You're going to benefit to some degree because you're obviously going to get that time away. But the person that you're looking after is 100% going to get benefit from that. not only are they not going to be completely reliant on the one person, they're going to engage with someone different. Okay, and again, there's that social aspect as well, isn't it? That social aspect of, well, actually, it's quite nice even for your loved one to engage with other people too. Okay, because we're social beings, right? What kind of things can you do, right? So, if you get the gist of the channel, essentially, I've used guitar to help any struggles that I've gone through, just to get that time away, to allow my body to relax, and to just get my head, get outside of my head. Okay, not being stuck in this sort of revolving carousel of what's going on, and and becoming more and more anxious and more stressed, right? So I use the guitar, and again, part of the channel is trying to encourage more people to pick up guitar for that reason, right? I also done a video last week, and I hope you, if you are watching this and you haven't, please go back and look at that, and then obviously look at the other videos as well. But the mindfulness stuff is really, really good. Okay, I genuinely can't talk highly enough about what it can do for you if you are becoming stressed and anxious, and how you can cope with these sort of emotions and feelings. So I always tell people, look, or I have more recently, pick up a guitar and see how you get on. See if you enjoy it. If you can pick up a guitar and play a wee tune, maybe one of your favourite songs, you'll notice a benefit, because you'll be so focused on learning it. Everything else will go out the window for that period of time. And when you're able to focus on something else for such a period of time, when you go back and you look at the issues, a lot of the time you almost develop those coping mechanisms, because you're not thinking about it. You almost understand what you can do, right? So you're basically figuring out that resilient side of you. Okay, this is what I need to do now. So if guitar is not for you, that's absolutely fine. Is music for you? Are you able to take a step back and maybe go see a live band some night, and give you and your friends a bit of time away from all these stressors? Yeah, you can, and you need to. You have to do these things. You have to take time for yourself. Even if it's just sitting down and relaxing with your favourite album, you need to do that. You can't completely shut yourself off from everything to take on that caring role, because you will become unwell. Alright? And it is so true. As we've seen it so many times, where people have become so unwell with a caring role that actually they end up in hospital as well, or they end up in hospital instead of the person who is being cared for. Right? And again, I'm going back to that same thing. Who's going to take that responsibility to look after your loved one if you end up in hospital? And yes, there are services and stuff that would do that, but would it not be better for you to take a step back every now and again to give yourself time, and then not have to become unwell, or not end up in hospital? Do you know, it makes sense. It's something that people don't discuss enough. They really don't. There are carers helplines. I will take a note. I think I've got a phone number here. Gives you free advice and emotional support. I will put that in the description as well of the channel. You're smashing it. You're not failing in any way. Even if you're having difficult thoughts, you are still smashing what you're doing. You're doing amazing. But what you do need to do is you need to try and speak to someone who's going to give you that little bit of support. There are services out there that can give you those opportunities. There's everything to befriending services out there. Sorry, I just coughed. There could be befriending services out there that you could essentially seek support for your loved one. which will allow you to do the things that you should be doing on a daily basis, which is having time to yourself, going out, meeting your friends, meeting your loved one, other family members, picking up a guitar and shredding. Yeah. If not, you know, whatever your hobby is, you need to try and do it to take your mind off of everything. If you have never played guitar before and you're looking and going, nah, he's too good. He's amazing at that. No, I'm not. That is a joke. You don't have to be amazing on guitar. You pick up a nice little guitar, take it into your bedroom, and strum a few chords. And use your breathing exercises, by the way, to see the exercises that I've got in the previous videos. Again, going back to that mindfulness, use those, okay, and see if it helps you. Don't go out spending like 5k on a Gibson Les Paul. If it's something you're not even sure you're going to enjoy, there are plenty of cheaper alternatives out there that can get you very far if it's something that you fancy trying. I've done a review on a couple of guitars, and one in particular was like £100, just over £100. Is the East Coast, the little red Telecaster style T guitar. If you look on one of my videos, my previous videos, I do a little review on that. It's brilliant for that kind of money. That and a little practice amp. Go in, put some headphones on, and take some time. And you need to take that time for yourself. I cannot stress it enough. It is the world's extremely difficult at this moment in time, and if you've got a significant caring role for someone in your family and a loved one, it's just going to make things more challenging for you. So reach out, try and get some support, and don't just kind of bottle everything up. Speak to people. Yeah, speak to people. So I said it was going to be a shorter video. It turns out it wasn't that much shorter, to be honest with you, because I talk a lot, but I also listen a lot. So if for any reason that you want to talk to a stranger, leave a wee comment and we can have a gab on YouTube. But again, I'm not going to offer you therapy. Right, so this is my disclaimer. I'm not offering you therapy. I'm offering somebody to talk to about music and gear, guitar gear, music gear, music and gear, and I'll give you some little pointers and things that might help, some sort of interventions and things like that, little things. I'm not giving you full therapy though. I will, as I say, I'll put a wee Carers UK helpline. So if you're in the UK, if you're in the States or anywhere else in the world, please do find out if where the best support is for yourself. Don't wait till it's too late and you end up unwell, and you wind up in hospital. Make sure you get plenty of support. So I will leave it there. Thanks again to everyone who's watched the videos, everyone who has liked, subscribed, and just commented and things like that. I really genuinely do appreciate it. Right, so again, we're trying to build this little community, and hopefully it'll reach people who want the same, want the same stuff, want to watch videos where people talk at you about guitars and gear, and sometimes your mental health as well, because these are things that help. So take care. Lots of love for me. I hope you have a great day, week, month, year, and everything in between. And look out for yourselves, and look out for your loved ones and your friends and your bros. Bye.